Zenless has had many powerful agents, from Yizhuan to Miyabi, Yeishuangguan to Arya. But was that always the case? No. The one who started it all was simpler. His name? Billy is a physical attack agent that released alongside Zenless back in 1.0. He is the very first attack agent players get a chance to use during the game's opening prologue. The way Billy works is simple. He has two states, standing and crouching fire, and whilst crouched, his damage increases by 50%. Billy is beginner friendly, akin to Ryu from Street Fighter, who can help teach players the basic fundamentals, but with room for depth. So, if he's so straightforward on paper, why do people love Billy? I believe there are three reasons as to why: appeal, personality, and one we'll cover later on in the video. Let's start by covering the first 2 points of appeal and personality. His popularity is no secret, having the 5th most popular character demo, whilst also being the first character demo to be released. What makes this surprising is the important fact that Billy is a male character, which is a rarity in the gacha space, and thus makes him attract a usually untapped audience. He is also immediately presented to be goofy, with an almost rubber house style of animation and a western approach to his design. There are strong comparisons that could be made with Billy, such as a strong homage to Dante from Devil May Cry or Deadpool from Marvel. With that in mind, he has managed to reel in a varied crowd of people from multiple sources of Western media. This, on top of male enjoyers and pre-existing gacha fans looking for something fresh, made him hit like lightning. But what did that lightning turn into? Simple. It created. Billy has arguably one of the most dedicated fan bases in Zenless, rivaling even the mascot of Ambi. Seen in multiple YouTube channels, myself included, using his likeness in some capacity or another. That's not to mention the plethora of fan art that's been created to further show the love for this character. There has been an undoubtable favour for Billy ever since his reveal, from all corners of the internet. And with the recent announcement of his S-rank variant on the horizon, it has surged once more. But it is to be noted that his love isn't limited to just fans, he is also a clear developer favourite too. Evidence for this lies within the game itself, as he has had one of the most main story appearances out of every character in the game thus far. That's without even mentioning any events he has had any part of or promotional material he was included in. Throughout the game's lifespan, the community and dev team have managed to keep Billy around, but there is one growing issue. No matter what, every gacha game has every single one of its units compete versus time, otherwise known as power creep. Power creep is the process by which new units surpass the old to encourage players to pull the new characters. And it just so happens that the ones who usually get hurt the most by this are A ranks like Billy. This often happens due to most of them being provided with lower base stats, damage multipliers, or being designed during a time where the game was simpler. Do note that a simple kit doesn't mean simple gameplay, but rather any additional modifiers or passives that is included within a character's kit. So, who power creeped Billy? Unfortunately, the undisputed best DPS in the game, Yeishuangguan, who also happens to be physical attack. So with Billy's direct competition being none other than the best DPS in the entire game, some may question, is there any hope for the character? The fans certainly haven't given up on him, still using him to this day and loving him as always, but how? Remember how I said there are 3 reasons as to why people will love Billy? I think we ought to unpack the 3rd. The best part about Zenless being a part hack and slash is that in the face of power creep, skill can be used to fight back against the tides. And even though Billy is basic on paper, he has plenty of room for skill expression if players decide to take up the mantle. But this wasn't always the case, as during the early days of Zenless, Billy was believed to be boring. with an almost sitting duck style of play. Even with many Billy players coming together and sharing their findings, it wasn't until Yojimbo Blade's complete guide to Billy that the information became a lot more public. During this time, many discoveries were made, such as animation cancels to transition more smoothly into crouching shot to fine-tune Billy players. It is through this fine-tuning that Billy has been able to be used in endgame content such as Deadly Assault and Shield Defense. A very impressive example of this in action is the Cunning Hares, who managed to defeat the Thrall using, fittingly enough, the Cunning Hares. For the unaware, the Thrall is considered one of the most infamous bosses in Deadly Assault, and they managed to clear it with the starter team. The only exception to this is the usage of Cloud Cleave Radiance on Billy to make it a one-cost clear. That engine, ironically enough, being Ye Shuangguan's signature. This works due to both Ye Shuangguan and Billy being physical attack, allowing Billy to partially utilize her engine, which makes her release an indirect buff to Billy. Whether you consider that a twist of fate or a blessing in disguise, Billy nonetheless has managed to perform healthily as a result. But with Billy's S rank on the way, you may be wondering one thing. The question that came alongside this video: why does Billy matter? I think that with everything we have covered, it's about time I answer that. I'm fairly certain when I say this, but without a doubt, many people wouldn't have even given Zenless a shot if it weren't for Billy. I ended up learning to love this game because of him, laying the foundations of what came to be 2 years of dedication, and I'm sure others have too. So to see him still relevant, still be playable, and still beloved, it shows the strength of a community. A love that has been sincerely forged. And through that, Billy has managed to act as a symbol for something many people tend to overlook, due to always looking towards the future. No matter what happens in the future, or is to come in the present day, it is equally as important to remember the past. With that, I thank you for watching. All channels and artists mentioned in the video will be credited in the description, and if you enjoyed, then stick around as I plan to cover all other A ranks too. Till next time, this has been Chalky. Have a good rest of your day, evening, or night.